Stephen, thanks for joining us. And so, Stephen, tell us where you're from.
I am born and raised in Fenton, Michigan. Did a little time elsewhere.
And where is Fenton?
Fenton is in the 8th Congressional District in Genesee County.
Outside of Detroit.
Outside of Detroit, about an hour north.
Show us the mitten and show us Fenton. That's
okay.
Michigan,
on
right?
camera, it's a little difficult, but I live here. And this is Fenton area. Detroit's going to be right around here.
Okay.
Flint's in this area. 8th District's going to be right about here.
The hand thing, right? Michigan.
And then Upper Peninsula you can add. And then guess where Ted's from. Guess where Ted's from.
Right. Use that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
That's Michigan right there. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Ted, where are you from?
Way up there.
Yeah.
The Upper Peninsula. So I'm from Houghton, Michigan. But I wanted to bring Stephen on, a friend of mine, he's down here in Florida for a few days. And Stephen, let us know about how it's looking for President Trump in Michigan, right? And how how are things on the ground?
It's looking great for President Trump in Michigan, actually. It's going to be competitive, which is great because Michigan is a very competitive state. It has historically been blue, maybe purple. But I went to a Trump rally, Get Out the Vote rally in Waterford, Michigan, another one of these cities right outside of Detroit. And many thousands attended, excited in freezing cold temperatures. And it made me certain about it. And then also we just had our caucuses, first ever Michigan presidential caucuses. And I got to vote for President Trump for the first time, and it was awesome in a presidential caucus. Not for the first, no, sorry, in a presidential caucus. Yeah, Michigan.
That was the first caucus.
Yeah, I voted for President Trump every time. Don't worry. But yeah, we had our first ever caucus, presidential caucus. Never heard that before.
In Michigan, that's right. And Michigan had to do that, of course, because the Democrat Party had actually moved their their primary in Michigan.
Well, both.
Their presidential primary. They had a caucus before us, right? The Democrat Party in Michigan.
No.
No, but they moved their
they moved both of our presidential primaries up.
Well, they didn't, but the Republican Party moved it up after the Democrats did, right?
Yes.
However,
Democrats moved
exactly.
Yeah.
Was,
so the Democrats put the president actually, and then so we actually created a kind of a difficult workaround with the RNC where our delegates wouldn't technically be allocated until after the bylaws of the RNC requires. So it was complicated, and some people were worried about it. I'm told it's ironclad, and I'm sticking to that. So Michigan's delegates will be heard in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and of course President Trump cleaned up in Michigan as a convention.
Clean sweep.
And
I found there were a few in the 8th district that I didn't know who these people were, but there were a few Haley people, but
Nikki Haley,
very few, like in the single digits, kind of. No, maybe like low 10.
I think he got something like 98% of the vote. Right?
Yeah, very close.
Which still, again, so 98% of what, like 2,000 delegates? Would you say?
Yeah. Well, as you can, I don't know if any of your viewers know, but there's a little drama going on in Michigan. So not all of the delegates happen to be in Grand Rapids at the caucuses.
That's right.
And up until the recent court decision, we thought we were going to have 2 conventions to have to go to, one in Detroit, one in Grand Rapids. And then a judge came in and the Karamo convention kind of fizzled out after that point. But I love those people. Most of them tried to show up, and a lot of them were credentialed, but there's a lot of shenanigans. I honestly don't like to get too involved in it, but
that's right.
Some interesting news anyway.
Yeah, of course. So President Trump polling well in Michigan. We expect him to do well there, right? Perform well. And again, Joe Biden in 2020 was still able to kind of come off as, Uncle Joe, Scranton Joe, nice
guy.
Yeah.
But
that facade's got to be gone now.
Oh, it's got to be gone. Well, he goes like full woke, like almost all the time.
Isn't that interesting? Even with this, like the Israel, which I don't like. I don't want to boil it down to whether you're woke or super liberal, but the conflict in Israel, right? Not in Israel, but the following October 7th and everything happening over there.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this. So I was talking to a lot of different national media who were coming into town for these caucuses when they were originally scheduled. And guess where all of them were staying when they were going to be in town? You probably know, but
I don't. But
okay. So for those who are Dearborn, and we're fortunate enough in Michigan to have the largest Muslim population outside of the Middle East, and that's primarily in Dearborn, a little bit in Hamtramck. But we get the best food from the Middle East. It's like
Oh,
It's
you're a big
amazing.
fan?
Yeah, so I was giving these reporters restaurant recommendations, but their huge focus, they were all in Dearborn. They were all in Dearborn trying to talk about the uncommitted vote with
Yeah.
Joe Biden, which did turn out to be pretty significant.
But is it so? I agree with that, Stephen, and and because Michigan's going to play such a, we both agree, a critical role in 2024. I still wonder how. Look, and this is a state that Trump won by 10,000 votes in 2016, right? Officially. So that would make that uncommitted, which was 100,000 strong, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
Joe
it
Biden.
was a
It matters.
significant campaign. They were running. I heard multiple ads myself, and I don't get ads for that type of stuff all that often.
Now, will these folks? So, but Michigan also has this kind of, I don't want to call it an independent streak, but on both sides, the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, right, have their what I guess you could call more, uh, the more conservative wing, socialist wing, right,
Libertarian
libertarian wing.
wing.
Like they have their offshoots of the mainstream. The Republicans, of course, and I mean that's why Trump won so big, right? You got all those folks out,
And the
plus,
people who
yeah.
didn't even identify necessarily with any of those labels.
But then the Democrat Party does right with Bernie Sanders, and that had nothing to do with it necessarily about Israel and Palestine.
Well, and
Right,
and
so
just dissatisfaction
Hillary Clinton.
with the status
Yeah,
quo,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then an institutional cover up by the Democratic Party to
Yep.
keep him out, and that left so many people sour.
That's
So
right.
that was to our advantage in 16.
Wow. Well, isn't that amazing how fast the time goes? We are now entering soccer time, and we're gonna practice. We're gonna pretend we're in a studio, right? Steven's gonna walk off, and really, we need somebody to go back and start the commercial.
Yeah, should I get my balance of nature
Sure,
ready?
and you know what?
Probably. Should I maybe
And
do that?
Steven brought up the balance of nature. So,
Cheers.
of course, balance of nature, but follow the recommendation. Servings per container. You get 30 servings per container. Get all your fruits and vegetables, right?
You
And
need 'em, you need 'em.
make sure you use that promo code Rudy
Yeah.
when you're getting your balance of nature. And what a great gift! And I mean, look at
Rudy's
the
the
package.
best promo code on almost all these, like, with the My Pillow. A lot of these viewers, My Pillow, Rudy is the best promo code out there. I know. I've looked
Yeah,
around.
we can